So, what do you like to drive, ride, or beat the living snot out of? Gas, diesel, truck, car, maybe even off-road, or in the water. No matter what your mix, AMSOIL has the products for you. I'm going to go over quite a few things today, but mainly products for cars and trucks that are on the street. And if you would like to contact me or have questions, my info is at switchsynthetics.com. My name's Ken, and I'm doing this video in my camper because it's too hot in the garage. So I'm going to go over why oil is not just oil and kind of start at the beginning of classic cars. So if you want to think about oil is not just oil, you wouldn't just go out and buy an 870 supercharged car and then swap out the motor oil and put in vegetable oil, would you? No, that'd be crazy. You know that that car needs high performance oil. And what do? How do you know which oil it needs? How do you figure it out? Do you ask a motor builder? Do you ask around? Or maybe you could just get online at switchsynthetics.com and use the vehicle lookup. Or contact me, or I can use technical services to exactly see what we can offer you for your engine. AMSOIL has a bunch of different products, and it's really great what we offer. So before I dig in too deep, if you want a free catalog, some stickers, or want to save 25%, there'll be links below in the video description. You can hit me up there. SwitchSynthetics.com, of course, is my website, and my name is Ken. So I'm happy to be here to go through this stuff with you. If we think about back in the old days, the engines that were made, 80s and maybe even late 90s and earlier, they kind of had a problem, and actually, honestly, some vehicles of today still do. It's called blow-by, and I'm not talking about when your buddy buys a brand new car and goes blow by you. I'm talking about combustion blow-by. So what combustion blow-by is most cars, except for you rotary guys, would have a piston with piston rings on it inside the cylinder. As the piston moves up and down in the cylinder, a little bit of crankcase pressure might get through, leading some oil past the piston rings and eventually into the combustion chamber and out the exhaust to the tailpipe. The problem is there's typically a bunch of junk before the tailpipe, especially in these newer vehicles. So we found out that you can't just put any oil in any vehicle, and I hope you guys agree. Let's start back with some of the classic cars because they're the most iconic. Let's just get that out there. So your classic cars, they have something typically called a flat tappet camshaft or lifters, and those kind of have some leeway and gap to them whenever they're hitting together and running inside the engine. Well, you need a special oil that can handle that compression and friction and that high heat, and that's where a product called ZDDP, or zinc, and I'm going to mess this up, dialkylido phosphate or dialkylide phosphate. It's one of those, but ZDP is the best way to say it. And all it is zinc and phosphorus. Well, zinc and phosphorus are really great because they're kind of like a shock absorber to dealing with your lifters and cams, and they really protect an engine pretty much the best that they possibly can. Now, there's a couple things with ZDDP. You can buy a junk oil or any oil at the auto parts store and then buy a little additive and try and put it in and make it right. But you can get too much zinc and it doesn't do anything, or not enough zinc and then you create wear. So that's kind of like a fine line of like, oh man, I don't really want to ruin my investment in my engine, especially for you guys that build engines that, I've seen guys out there with 50, 60 grand tied up in a motor without any, without a blink in an eye. Well, they're running, I'm just mixing this zinc in there with whatever oil I can find off the shelf. That's probably not the best way to do it. And the reason why I say that is because AMSOIL is definitely the best products to go with. Why? Because they've actually tested all these products, seen how much zinc or ZDP in the phosphorus that those engines require, and that's the product we made. But we didn't stop there. We also added in a rust additive into this because we know most guys with classic cars, you park it all week. You take it out on the weekend, you beat the living snot out of it, and then you park it for the rest of the week. So AMSOIL decided that, hey, we need to make a product designed just for the way these guys drive, and that's what we did with our Z-Rod. Now currently we have it available in 1030 and 2050, but starting June 1st of 2020, there it is. Now we got the new release of the 1040. So all of you guys that have an older classic car that need that high zinc and phosphorus, Now you can get it with the rust additive, actually just say a motor oil designed directly for your car and how you drive it. So is oil just oil? Definitely not. Now I get a couple goofy questions from people like, why can't I run that high zinc oil in my new car? Well, for one, your car probably has catalytic converters in it, and it'll clog them. You'll ruin your performance right off the bat. So this oil is not designed for you, well, unless you delete your cats. And I've had a couple people do that. They're from Mexico though, so it's okay here in the US. So what you do is you can run a high zinc, high phosphorus oil, but we also have a couple other alternatives. Our AMO or ARO, which are AMSOIL Motor Oil and AMSOIL Racing Oil. They're also a high zinc, high phosphorus formula, but they don't have the rust additive. So you guys with, you know, the Subarus and Supras and all that stuff, you want a high zinc, high phosphorus oil, that's your go-to if you're not going to drive it and park it all the time. So then people ask, well, what should I use for, say I'm racing? Well, if you're going to be racing, I just grab this out of the truck. It's our 520 racing oil. Now, the difference with racing oil is it might have the high zinc, high phosphorus, and it's great for performance, but it's horrible for parking. There's no rust additive in it. There's all the anti-wear protectives, but nothing really to protect the longevity. This is meant to be raced and changed. So, actually, unless you're just racing and changing your oil, a racing oil in your daily driver probably isn't the best bet. And then I get a lot of guys that say, well, I use diesel oil. Well, the thing with diesel oil is they're not really designed for automotive use or the blow-by. And that's because gasoline blow-by has different acidic wear than diesel blow-by does. So you got to really watch with diesel oils. Now I do have our competition diesel oil here. Now this is really great for you guys that do a lot of racing and towing and stuff like that with your diesels. But it's not really designed for your daily driver. You know, if you're going to go and do the ultimate call-out challenge or the diesel power challenge, this would be something you'd want to run, but you wouldn't want to leave it in there because also it has the high zinc, high phosphorus, but designed for a diesel. And actually, if you want to know a pretty cool thing, there's a couple different things with diesel oils and car oils. The API has a couple different cool things. If you look on the back of a bottle, if it has a C, as like this is a CK4, a CJ4, CI4, CF, the C stands for combustion, so it means it's for diesel. An S, so this also has SN on it, S stands for spark. So those are the two different ignition types that the API rates their oil. So if you want to say is it good for gas and diesel, that's how you would know, is if it has the C and the S classification. Some oils don't have that. They'll just have a C or an S, and that's how you can tell if they're diesel approved or gasoline approved, or can be an either or. Now, some diesel oils can go in gasoline specifications, but typically in motorhome and such, I wouldn't really run a diesel oil in like a Subaru like a lot of guys do. And the reason is because the combustion isn't designed to handle the E85 or gasoline. So that's where I would say the AMO or the ARO, the AMSOIL products that we offer, would be better fit because they're designed for that blow-by. Now, the thing is those oils are great for the most protection, but what happens if you have a newer car, say a newer Mustang or Challenger, Charger, Hemi, whatever? AMSOIL has a couple different things for those too, and that's where you really got to get specific because, you know, Ford has the 5W50 oil that they recommend for their vehicles, and AMSOIL offers it. The best protection with our Signature Series. We also offer everything for your Hemi and the GTR with our 0W40. So AMSOIL does have each oil specific for those makes and models. And if you get what I'm saying here, I'm not telling you all oil is the same. But if you have your daily driver, 520 is going to be one of the typical ones that's showing up a lot. We also have a 020, and now they're even to 016s. AMSOIL makes a great product for that too. It's our Signature Series. We have it in XL and OE, which just means different change intervals. This is the best protection. It is so good you can go up to 25,000 miles. But for most of us car guys, we would never do that. But we want the best protection. Here's the best protection. So all this stuff is in a catalog that you can get for free from me at switchsynthetics.com, and I'll send you one. So now I've talked a lot about the blow-by in cars because of the pistons moving up and down, and especially you guys that are revving the snot out of everything you drive. That can cause a lot of wear, a lot of issues. So these AMSOIL products have all been designed in a lab, tested on racetracks, and proven in everyone's daily driver that's been a customer of ours. AMSOIL started out in the 60s, the first API rated synthetic in 1972, and they've been building top quality products to this day. Yeah, we do have a sales process that is a multi-level marketing business model, because you think about it. You don't want to just go to the parts store and try and learn about these products by reading off the back label. You want someone that knows what they're doing, so whenever you have a problem or a question, you can call and say, hey Ken, I need to know more about this oil or that oil, or what's the best for my vehicle. That's where us independent dealers come into play. We do lots of training, go through all kinds of rigorous statistics and everything to find out what exactly is best for your vehicle. And that's where it comes into play that us independent dealers, we help you get the best for your vehicles. And of course we do have something for everything. So your gas, diesel, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, motorcycle, they're all different oils. Even engines, transmissions, rear ends, we have it all. And you can get a free catalog just by going to the website and seeing exactly everything we offer. So we do have tons of different products for every possible scenario. Well, just about every possible scenario. We don't do silly stuff. So we don't make a better DEF fluid. Why? Because it's just DEF fluid. You can't make it any better. AMSOIL only makes products that we can make better than the competition. So if you don't see it, it's because there's no way to make it better. But if you want to try everything that we do offer, the preferred customer membership is $20 a year, and you get everything at 25% off with free shipping on orders over $100. We're also doing free shipping on orders over $50 until the end of June. So with all that blow-by, you want to think, like, what's the best way to protect my engine? Well, if you have one of these newer cars that's fuel injected, turbocharged, the direct fuel injection, we offer this pretty cool stuff, upper cylinder lubricant. Now we've tested this against the other brands. I'm not going to talk about them here because I don't want to gross anybody out with mucus. So AMSOIL has tested these products against the competition. We know that they're better, and they're really great for your vehicle. What this does is puts a little bit of lubricant into your gasoline. It lubricates your fuel pump, your injectors. I mean, fuel pumps on these newer engines are extremely expensive. Fights ethanol problems and cleans. So this is a product you would use every tank in your newer car. We're also working on one for you E85 guys, so keep tuned for that. We also have our AMSOIL Performance Improver, or what we call our PI. This is so potent you would only use it once every 4,000 miles in your daily driver. It will boost fuel economy up to 5.7%. It cleans, restores power, and improves your miles per gallon. Has a little bit of a lubricant in it, but this is really great, really potent stuff for a fuel additive. And all these products we offer on the website. Then, if you're a diesel guy or gal, we have our diesel all-in-one. We have many other diesel products too. Same with the fuel products. We have a couple different ones for octane boost and a cleaner for smaller engines. Instead of the PI, we have it called a quick shot. It's for 6 gallons or less. The PI is for 30 gallons. But the diesel stuff is really great. So we have our all-in-one. This also cleans, lubricates, has an anti-gel, and restores power with cetane. So all the products that AMSOIL offers are guaranteed to notice some sort of improvement with. And that's why I like them so much. So as you can see, oil isn't just oil, and we have many different varieties that I haven't even touched upon yet. But I wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of what we offer and say, hey, basically I'm available for you. If you have questions, feel free to call, text, or email me. Just if you text me, say, your name and what you're asking about, kind of be in depth. Same thing with an email. You wouldn't believe the 1 a.m. text messages I get, and my wife's like, who's that? Listen, I don't want to be the Jake from State Farm guy, okay? Also, I'm doing some free stickers. I got these pretty cool ones made, switchsynthetics.com. I like them because I kind of custom designed that. It has the gear, the helical gear, a chain, and tire on it, which we do have something for all of that too, of course. So I hope you learned a little bit today. I know I've had a great time talking with you. AMSOIL has tons of great products. Oil isn't just oil. And I do believe that you're a car or truck person and you really care about what you drive or ride, because you wouldn't have watched this video if you didn't. The worst thing I can say is get a free catalog. I mean, doesn't cost you anything. We'll send you one in the mail. You can flip through all the stuff we offer. And if you're really interested, we also have one available. This is our factory direct catalog with preferred customer pricing, so you can save money on all the stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you guys, we have these really cool easy packs so you can squirt your oil right in for your gears and rear ends and transmissions. But before I go too far, I do want to mention these. So we do have a special program for business owners. So if you're a commercial business, say you work on landscaping or a trucking company, even fire departments, police departments, ambulances, we have commercial accounts. They are completely free and you get a huge discount, even volume discounts. So this is a great thing. If you are interested in a commercial program, let me know. And then we also have the same thing for retail businesses. If you want to install and sell AMSOIL, or just install it or just sell it off a shelf, we offer a retail program. Again, it's also free, and there's many perks available for it where we try to help you out with bringing you customers. So I hope that's a pretty cool overview, and to show you that oil isn't just oil and AMSOIL isn't just AMSOIL. We do work our hardest to help every single customer, just like we help every single different kind of car or engine, transmission, rear end that you have. If you have any questions, like I said, please get a hold of me, and thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And I think that's a wrap for today. Take care and have fun.